Hello again everyone and welcome back to Skyblock News. I'm your host Derailious and today we're going to be going over the April Fool's Day event for Hypixel Skyblock, including a bunch of new items and how you're going to get them. Before we begin, I just want to say, please make sure to like and subscribe down below as it really helps out the channel a lot, and use code RAIL on the Hypixel store for 5% off your order. It really does help. Without any further ado though, let's get started. Starting off today, if you head over to the hub, you can see this new NPC called Chuckleton and the Honk and Seek adventure. If you click on them, you will actually get the first new item, the Suspicious Red Gift. There are a bunch of new items that have been added to the game based on this new system. We're going to have to hunt for them, but unlike previous years and other events, many of these items are RNG dependent. So if you don't get it on your first or second attempt, that is actually the intended behavior. Heading through the list of the items that have been discovered thus far, first we have Vitamin Life. It is rarely dropped when killing healthy mobs in the catacombs, which are basically just the mobs with the green bars above their heads, and they just have green names, effectively. You kill a bunch of them, eventually you'll drop a Vitamin Life. The item isn't useful, by the way, it's just an inverse power stone, and you can't even use it because it's considered fake. Next up, we have the Warden Art. It is rarely dropped when slaying a Revenant Horror. It doesn't have to be a tier 5, I killed a bunch of tier 1s in order to get this done, and here's the art right here. It actually looks pretty good. Next up, we have the Snow Union 1. This is a snow minion, and basically it is on strike. It can be dropped from any gift, so red, green, or white. I got a bunch of red gifts, and that's how I got this one. It can only be found once per event. Keep that in mind, a lot of these can only be found once per event, but here's the Snow Union 1. Next up, we have the Red Belt. It can be obtained by miserably failing any dojo challenge. The way I did this one, I went into the test of force, and I immediately fell off. I just walked forward until I was in the lava, then I got the red belt. It wasn't too bad, you can only get one of these. Once again, not an item that significantly helps you in any way. The Ragnarok I haven't found yet, but we know how to get it. It is a rare drop from the Crimson Isle mini-bosses, and it is extremely rare. I did about 50 mini-bosses on stream, and I didn't end up getting it. It is one of the rarer ones that I've seen thus far, but if you get it, you will get it immediately upon killing the mini-boss. You won't get it from the loot pile where the mini-boss dies. Next up, we have the Novice Skull, another one that I haven't found yet. But we do know the way it drops. When you're done with a dungeon that is not a Master Mode dungeon, you can open a chest. Any chest that you open will have a chance of having the Novice Skull drop. Once again, kind of similar to the Ragnarok, it will just be deposited directly into your inventory. It won't be part of the chest loot on the ground, so you can just open one and then try again. The way I grinded this out was by doing a bunch of floor 1s over and over again, but you can do any floor you want as long as it's not Master Mode. Next up, we have the Noisy Pearl. These are rarely dropped when killing Endermen in the end. This one wasn't too bad, it was one of the easiest ones. I just killed a bunch of zealots, and eventually I found it. You can also find it multiple times per event. They boosted the drop rate on this one as well, and honestly, it's not too bad to get nowadays. Moving on, we have the Jerry Helmet. And this one is pretty simple. You basically make a helmet shape with a bunch of Move Jerry eggs. You have to do it, though, in the radius of Chuckleton. I tried to make this item on my island, for example, and it didn't work. I had to come over to the hub, stand kind of near Chuckleton, and make it in front of them. And that allowed me to get this one done. Next up, we have the Fudge Mint Core. A rare drop from Enderman Slayer bosses, very similar to the Warden Art. Basically, you're just going to want to grind this one out by killing a bunch of Enderman bosses. It can be tier 1s, it doesn't have to be tier 4s. I got it through tier 1s, so don't worry about that. Next up, we have the Blaze Tech Ham. This is a rare drop from any mob in the Crimson Isle. I just turned on a Spider Slayer quest and started killing a bunch of spiders in the barb sort of area. You can do this anywhere though. It's not super crazy. It took me like 10 minutes of grind. The drop rates aren't too bad on this item in particular. The extremely difficult item for you to find, no one has found yet. The first hint's in a couple days. I imagine it's doing something super niche, super strange, and I figure it's going to take at least a few days for players to figure this one out. But if it is figured out, I will leave a comment down below talking about how to get this item. So you can check back to this video, or in fact, if it's interesting enough, I'll make a whole second video on the final item. In my view, the Honk and Seek event has been kind of a miss, at least for the first few hours of the event. The drop rates are just generally a little bit too low. It's not that enjoyable. Some of the fun of the previous events, like the Halloween events for example, are actually ending up finding the items, and once you figure out how to get them, then you can immediately get the item and there's no RNG required. I don't like that this event has a lot of RNG associated with it, because a lot of the fun, at least for me, is actually figuring out what these things are, how they work, and finding it out as a community. The idea of it just being behind a huge RNG grind, like for example Ragnarok, where I know how to get it, but I can't get it because I need to do a bunch more bosses, in my opinion, it's a little bit silly, but I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. At the end of the day, though, my name's Derailious. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and look to the future, fellas. I'll see you then.